National Beer Day. In this special episode of Cheers PA Beer Tours, we're exploring the Central PA Tasting Trail. Nestled in Happy Valley, there are 12 destinations made up of breweries, wineries, distilleries, and cideries. Just minutes from Penn State, we're at Otto's Brewery, which opened in 2002 and has quickly become a fan favorite. So we're here at Otto's Pub and Brewery with Charlie, the owner of the space. Can you just tell me a little bit about how Otto started out and what inspired you to get into this business?
It started in 1996, the Bullfrog Brewery in Williamsport. I had brewed there and was a co-owner as well for about 5 years. And then I branched off and founded Otto's in 2002. It's named after my cat, if everybody wants to know.
Oh.
So, we've been ever since, so we're almost 20 years now, and it's been a long road.
A lot of change has happened within this industry in the last 20 years.
A lot of change.
This beer that I'm drinking, it has a unique blend of hops. I guess the one that will never be created again, probably. It was the Pink Boots blend from Yakima Chief.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about this beer and the spirit of a Pink Boots blend hops and what that means?
And every year they gather together, the Pink Boots Society, and they collaborate and decide. They have hops and they blend a specific blend for the Pink Boots Society. And the proceeds of, I think it's $3 a pound or something, goes to the Pink Boots Society, which benefits scholarships and trying to promote women in brewing.
That's awesome. So we're right here, not far from Penn State. What is it like owning a brewery in a huge college town? I mean, does business change seasonally? And if so, how?
Obviously, we follow the Penn State traffic. Whenever there's a large event at Penn State, say a football game, wrestling match, basketball, it's always a big night for us. But we're a family place. It's always been a family place. There's always an element of Penn State, obviously.
In the restroom, there was a changing table, and it sounds crazy, but I was like, oh, they must be pretty family friendly.
We are.
You'd be surprised how many breweries don't think about that little touch. And
We've always been that way.
It was great talking to you, Charlie. Thank you. Happy Valley is such an awesome place where all kinds of different things to do. And next, we're going to check out some caves. Cheers. There are over 1,100 caves in Pennsylvania, but only 7 of them are open for the public to explore. Lincoln Caverns has been privately owned and open for almost 90 years.
From a tight spot into an even tighter one, we have our wishing well right up next to us, and this is a completely natural pool. Usually when water drips down, it should start growing right back up. But this water was moving way too fast. So instead of building much, it mostly just dug its way down and made a pool. At its deepest, it's about 18 inches, and while the workers were still working on the floors, they used to use this as drinking water. Now, we actually call this spot the Purity Room, and there's a very big reason for that. If you can't see it quite well, it's all because of that formation sitting out in front of us. That is technically just more flowstone, like we've been seeing everywhere else. But you can see how shiny and bright that surface is. Now, that big spot in front of us is really big. It's about 85% pure. But when calcite gets this pure, it becomes something we call phosphorescent. And this phosphorescence means, of course, our calcite can hold on to the light a little longer, a little brighter than everything else around it. Right around here, we have these 2 big formations that do connect from top to bottom. These are called columns, and they are what you get when those stalactites coming down and your stalagmites coming up finally come together into one big piece. Now, these aren't the most uncommon formation in the world, but if you remember a lot of the stuff we saw down in Lincoln, we never came across anything quite like this. Even so close together, caves are so different from each other. You can find completely different things just a few feet apart.
Make sure to make it out to the Central PA Tasting Trail, whether there's a Penn State game or not. Follow us online, let us know your favorite spots, and tell us where you want us to go next. Cheers, PA.
My name is Dale Walters, and I'm the head brewer here at Otto's Pub and Brewery. My brew of choice here right now is the Arthur's Porter. The Porter is one of my favorite styles just because it's a pretty balanced beer. It's pretty flavorful, it's very complex, not too hoppy, not too roasty, not quite as filling as some of the stouts are, and it's kind of an understated style. Not a lot of breweries focus on them anymore, so it's one of my favorites to work on.